So then later I see the watchman, and the watchman says, okay, I think there's a lady by the name of Hema who stays there.
He was
And-
shouting, Hema, Hema.
And so later I stand below the building, and here's the groom trying to be wed in about
Half
an
an
hour or
hour.
so.
Yeah.
Calling out some other lady's name, Hema. Yeah. So that was quite a scene. If it had been short, it would have been the most watched reel of the
Yeah.
of the century or perhaps.
Offspin Media Friends proudly presents PS After I Love You, an Offspin original created and hosted by Kant.
Hi, welcome to another episode of PS After I Love You. A few days ago, I came across a reel featuring the famous actor Manoj Vajpayee. He said, love is difficult, very, very difficult, and that you have to shed your ego, arrogance, and everything about yourself to make it work. While I don't agree with shedding everything about myself in a relationship, I surely understood the meaning of shedding your ego after interviewing the guests of this episode. Ananth, a music composer and sound engineer, and Namrata, a mehendi artist, tell us what it means to put your relationship first, and above all, to be friends. Imagine they don't gift each other anything. Hi Ananth, hi Namrata. So to start with, first thing I want to know, and I'm very excited to know, is the story of how you both met and how you got married.
Yeah. Say. He will say. No.
Both of you.
I'll start, no, I'll say.
Okay. Here we met in college, and I was perhaps the most useless fellow in college, trying to always run away from academics. And
To the hills.
yeah, I don't think the hills, though activity was very, what do you say? I really like doing outdoors and other things, but no major treks happened. But yeah, so we were a part of a very good friend circle, and so Namrata happened to be in the group, and yeah, we were very good friends for a very long time, and
Okay.
towards the end, after my graduation, yeah, maybe something was missing in my life, because I had left college and she was still there. She was a junior to me in college.
Okay.
And yeah, as in I was clearly missing something, and that jigsaw puzzle, I didn't know how to
She was the missing piece of
Yeah,
the
clearly.
jigsaw puzzle.
yeah, so
Same here.
we hung around post college also, and yeah, slowly eventually it blossomed into love, and yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So what was it for you, Namrata? Was it the same perspective?
Yeah, so when I was in my last year, his college was over. So we used to meet every day, and I was used to this, thing that we chill every day with friends, with each other and all. So that 1 year I had to spend without him. So that time I realized, okay, so even I have some feelings for him. But then see, I am a Marwadi. So I come from a very reserved family. So I was always, like that कि नहीं अपना कोई chance नहीं है. Let's not get into this, because it is, anyway it will not work in future. Why get into all this, etc. And he was always trying to convince me. नहीं, we'll work it out. Don't worry. So there was always yes, no happening. I never said yes in one go. This was the only reason I used to tell him, no, it will not work out. I can't go against my parents. They are very strict. And this is not my cup of tea. Like I can handle so many people and the culture and all this culture difference. This is very difficult to figure out all of this. So at the end, I used to say, no. When he was always behind me, we'll work it out. Then somehow, after I think 1 year of convincing, I said him yes.
Oh, wow. 1 year
It
of
took me 1
convincing
year to,
Wow.
to understand ke chalo, let's take the risk.
And you still, after a year also, you guys were, despite so many doubts, you were so strong.
Yeah.
that you
Then
wanted to...
once I got into a relationship, I was sure. that now there is no going back. I'll whatever it takes, I'll do it. The next step is so and then we were dating for 1 year, and then we decided mutually that chalo, let's inform our parents. His parents had a clue, and they were okay with all this with our relationship. So I was okay. मतलब I was very मैं relaxed थी कि okay, at least from one side things are good, like that. But from my side it was a very big task and very scary too. So then I thought,
I can
chalo, that's
understand.
and then what happened? Yeah, my parents started looking a guy for me because college is over, 2 years are also gone by. So they said we are going to start looking for you. Then I said, okay, it's high time we have to take a decision because कुछ भी हो सकता है अभी next moment. And then actually they arranged one meeting for me with the Marwadi family, and they came, they saw me. And I don't know, somehow it didn't work. And that day I realized that if I don't take any action now, it will be too late. Then it was, I think it was July month, and both our birthdays fall in same month. Mine is 1st July, his is 25th July. So we thought we'll celebrate our birthdays first, and then we'll inform the family, because agar if I inform them like about us, तो मुझे तो I will be packed, मतलब मेरे को जेल हो जाएगा. I will be in house arrest basically. So I won't be able, like those
that's
Bollywood
strict
movies.
family.
You can't go out,
Yeah.
you can't call anyone, you can't meet friends, etc. All this was going to happen, and I knew that. So we celebrated each other's birthday, and on 30th, I clearly remember on 30th July, I told him that, see, I'm going to inform my parents, be prepared. I won't be in touch with you. We'll figure out something. So yeah, that's when I told my parents, and of course, what I expected, same thing happened. They were against it. There was this full drama, like exactly like a Bollywood movie. Now
Bollywood
I
film,
understand that this was exactly like a Bollywood movie, but of course it was real. So yeah, so July, August, September, November, yeah. So we got married in November, and 2 months were very difficult, because we were not in touch. Then he got me a small phone, Reliance ka chota sa very small phone, where I could text him. I used to hide that phone in my house, wherever my mom or dad can't reach. So that was one of the tasks. Then I used to message him, go in the bathroom, message him, okay, hi, how are you, and etc. And then this went on 2 months. So yeah, after this was done, फिर कभी हुआ October, November, yeah. So yeah, that's it. We mutually decided कि चलो let's get married, and then we started the whole process with his family. And November में we got the date, मतलब for the court marriage. So I sorted all my documents, gave it to my best friend, and then she gave it to him via, and then finally we got married.
Oh,
Yeah.
But Ananth, like you guys had some interesting story of what happened on the day you ran away and got married. Remember? Can you tell us that?
On the day we left for the wedding,
We ran away actually.
yeah. As in, we actually didn't run. We were driven to the court.
I ran away.
Yeah.
Wow.
I ran away, not you.
Yeah. So yeah, it was basically like a whole, what do you say, like a college get together. All my friends are there, and a few of my family members also were there. Of course, my folks and my close relatives. But if you had been there, you would know, it's more like a college reunion
Yeah.
than a family wedding like scene.
Right. But how did you get Namrata out of the house?
So
That,
Namrata used to be doing mehendi back then. She was a professional mehendi artist, and so she got her in the name of mehendi. If her parents are listening to this, I am really apologetic, but we are good people now, so I hope they understand. But I need to tell the story out. Yeah, so she got her in the name of mehendi, and so we were driven to the court, and the court scene was a very small scene, and post that I think we had a small intimate family ceremony on the 17th, and
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Nice. So like you've always been friends, and even your marriage was like a college reunion. So, is it true that love is friendship for you?
Yes, for me it is, and I think for him also.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, so if you were to define love, it would just be pure friendship.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
That's how it starts.
Yeah, like Shahrukh says, प्यार दोस्ती है.
I've heard this before also, and yeah, a lot of people believe that love is friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So then, like, did you ever, like, how do you keep that going? Like, what about romance? What about expectations? Is it just a chill relationship where you understand each other, or do you need different acts of love? Like, how does it work for you guys?
So, little complicated question, but what really works for us is, we don't expect anything. Unlike when you really start into a relationship, you might expect some gifts. It could be anything as small as a chocolate or
Surprise.
a surprise like a bouquet or anything. But over the years now we've grown out of that, and we don't expect anything, say material in return. But it's the little
okay.
things that really work. Say if there are sudden guests coming over at home, either someone of us sorts out food or the other person does the dishes, or it could be just handling people and making everyone at ease, as simple things as this. Or instead of giving each other gifts, we try and take out time for each other and maybe head out.
Yeah, time is the best gift
Yeah,
you can give your
you know.
partner.
And we never gave gift to each other all our dating, during our dating time. Even now, we never exchanged gifts.
Oh wow,
That's
unique.
what we
That is something
decided
I've never heard.
mutually.
Oh
Yeah,
wow, and you didn't need gifts.
No.
So you guys were pretty strong.
yeah. For us,
How
spending time
long-
was more important than spending, in gifts and all.
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful. Interesting takeaway.
Yeah.
So how long have you been together? How many years has it been?
Now we will complete 15 years this November.
15 years.
Yeah.
Wow. And how have you changed in the 15 years from when you started as a couple, like from when you started to where you are now? How would you say you've grown or changed in how you interact with each other?
If I would describe this whole question in one image, think Tom and Jerry. How would Tom and Jerry be when they age? Yeah, just that.
Oh.
Yeah, we are actually Tom and Jerry. Our friends say that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, we fight a lot, on silly things, of course,
Silly, yeah.
nothing major, serious, but more to do because we are more friends, than,
Yeah. There is no formality kinds, you have to think and talk. That is not like our personality. We are like friends, and we know each other so well from so many years, starting from college days. So there is always this silly fights, and best part is we forget these fights quickly. Like 1 hour may, like, or if we had a fight, say on say today, so into 1 or 2 hours I'll forget, and if you ask me what was the topic, I will not even remember.
Okay, I understand that. But like you've never had big arguments or something
Yeah.
that has been really tough to deal with?
Yeah, we've had arguments here, but like I said, they were all really silly, and
How do you resolve that? Like when you hurt each other, how do you sit down? Do you give each other space? What's your conflict method?
So usually I am more of the guy who would come to a solution, or not a decision is not the word, I'm not getting the right word, a solution. Yeah,
A resolution.
a
yeah.
resolution or whatever,
Yeah.
quickly. But Namrata usually takes time. She's more of the emotional person, and she'll
Yeah.
think over it for a few days perhaps, and so she takes a little time. But now
Okay.
I've outgrown that, and I come to a resolution really quickly, and try and sort things out fast. This is only in the case of a bigger argument like you asked. But otherwise, even the bigger arguments are, mostly all silly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think from what you both are saying, I understand that you always have the bigger picture, a clear picture in mind that this relationship matters more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time matters more.
Correct.
And what you share is important.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And it's also amazing how you're friends, so you can always pick up whatever you feel, speak your mind exactly without thinking about what the other person will think.
Yeah.
And that means your communication is strong, which is where a lot of people who are in relationships lack.
Very
So,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay. So you started as college friends, but now you have a kid.
Yeah.
So is life different with a kid, and then how do you find time for each other?
Life is definitely different with Prithvi around. So we have a son who is 6-year-old now, and he's extremely naughty and very energetic. So of course there are a lot of challenges, but then actually taking time for each other is getting little difficult. But now when he goes to school, like when he started going to school, we actually find some time for each other. Till the day he was at home, small, till junior, senior, so it was very difficult to spend time with each other because he was always around. Now he goes to school for 5-6 hours, so morning time we try and spend with each other or go for a morning walk like that. Baki, nothing major we can do for now.
Okay. Ananth, for you?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what Namrata is saying, and I mean, there's no specific time as such.
Yeah.
I mean, we are co-workers, so how the day is like, and
Yeah.
so whatever
Yeah.
time in between comes, there's no fixed time as such. You have to make time for whatever responsibilities, no matter what they are, they'll always keep increasing with age. And this has got nothing to do with your work profile, your salary, anything. You could be a single person all throughout your life, but you'll still be having more responsibilities as you age. So you'll need to keep making time for yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like when you have a kid, does the kid become a more important person than your partner? And is that difficult to deal with? Like when priorities change?
I think to an extent, yes. At least in the
Yes.
initial years, so clearly yes, because you have a new person in your life. New
And
person,
who needs a lot of attention.
yeah,
Yeah.
and every child is different. Ours was extremely demanding until 1.5, 2 years, because he barely slept throughout the night, and we had a very tough time with that. And but later, as he started walking, running, and he could explore things on his own, it was a different scene. And that way.
I think like recently I met a friend of mine who is pregnant, and she is going the midwife way in this century, I mean in this time and age, and which is rare.
Yeah.
But that midwife had a very interesting advice, or how she's going to help her, and she said that she will definitely help them be parents, but she will also help them be spouses after being parents, because after you get a kid, like it's not just the physical aspect of it, but even emotionally you forget going out on dates together, or for example spend time together doing different rituals.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking about that, and that's where my question comes from. So yeah. But like, do you guys have anything that you do together every day, every week? Some small rituals or walks, like Namrata said, for bonding, or just something that you say "I love you" without actually saying it, by staying together or doing things together.
I think we clearly go out on a weekend, maybe, to any place, anywhere in Bombay. We have a different house at Neral, so we go there sometimes. Basically chill with each other. I think spending time is more of a ritual than, and plus, I don't know if we can call it a ritual, but yeah, whatever housework is possible,
Yeah, that is also a ritual for a lot of people, doing the housework together.
Yeah,
doing the
just
chores
doing
together.
things, and
Okay. Do you also spend time alone?
Alone, we get alone time. I could say only during when my son is in the school or is out for some activity. But yeah, otherwise, so we will never get time because our son is always behind us. Like for example, now we both are here in this studio. He will
Yeah.
be standing out and he'll be knocking. Why are you guys inside? I also want to come. So it's like that.
Yeah, clearly, if he was at home, he would also be a part of this podcast.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me something from your life as a couple that you have gone through? An incident. It could be happy, sad, that you cannot forget.
Yeah,
Like in the last
that he
15
will
years.
say.
On the day of the formal wedding ceremony that we had, Namrata's makeup artist was supposed to be here at early in the morning because we South Indians have a early morning wedding.
Early morning wedding.
Yeah,
Okay.
So her makeup artist was supposed to come maybe at around 6 a.m. or so, but she didn't turn up, and
Not 6 a.m., 5:30.
yeah, whatever, early morning time, and so yeah, I was assigned the task to go fetch her, and so I head out. She kind of stayed nearby, not very far from where we stayed, and so I go below the building and I check for where Hema stays. Her name.
And
her
we
name
didn't
was
have a
Hema.
number actually.
Yeah, of course you had a number.
I
but-
had a number.
Yeah, she didn't pick up the phone. So I reach the building and I try and figure out where Hema stays. But there was no one exactly at around that time of the morning. It was way too early. So then later I see the watchman and the watchman says, okay, I think there's a lady by the name of Hema who stays there.
He was
And-
shouting,
yeah.
Hema, Hema.
And so later I stand below the building and here's the groom trying to be wed in about
Half
an
an
hour
hour.
or so,
Yeah.
calling out some other lady's name, Hema. Yeah, so that was quite a scene. If it had been short, it would have been the most watched reel of the
Yeah.
of the century or perhaps. Yeah.
So that was one of the funniest incident that happened during our wedding. Actually, he should not have been doing this, but there was no other scope who could have gone there and done for that me.
Yeah. Itna to he can do.
Yeah.
It's okay. So what about your bike trips? I've heard you guys have gone on a lot of bike trips
Yeah.
and long ones. So can you tell us what that was like? Where did you go and how long was it?
So before you start, I'll tell you, I was never the bike person. So a bike was so when we were dating, that was the only time, when we used to go on bike all throughout the Mumbai. So we have explored whole Mumbai on bike. Then that time, it was fun for me because short rides and back home. So that was okay. But then after we got married, he introduced me to this whole world of, long rides and all of this. So now he'll take over.
Okay.
So yeah, we've done quite a few bike rides, but I think our most memorable one would be I can't really choose which is the favorite, but if I think loud, I think Mulund to Kanyakumari was.
Oh wow, long one.
Yeah, that is a long one. We had initially planned to ride and reach Kanyakumari and ride back, but that was canned because there was one cyclone around down south, and rain was practically chasing us. Just a day or two behind us, and we were getting showers from the cyclone, which at one point it caught up, and we had to let it pass or whatever, take over. So we got back by train ultimately. But yeah, this was a really long ride. So we rode all the way from Mulund to Goa. We stayed a few days in Goa. Then we stayed, in Udupi, Mangalore, and we also stayed in Coorg for a few days. Then we went to Kunnur from there. Kunnur, we stayed in a cheese farm, and from there we went to Munnar. Munnar se we went to Kollam. Kollam is just
Yeah,
close
yeah.
to Alleppey. And
Okay.
from there we went to Kovalam the beach. And then, so from Kovalam to Kanyakumari is a very short ride. And coincidentally, my mom's place of birth, falls just very close to Kanyakumari. So it was really nice visiting her place of birth. And then clicking a picture, which I had to convince the authorities to let me take my motorcycle inside so I could, take the motorcycle there and, click a statue with the Vivekananda Memorial Rock in the backdrop.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was, fortunately allowed due to my broken skills of Tamil and, the authorities looking at the number plate. Okay, yeah, this guy is from Maharashtra, and yeah, maybe we should just allow him to click a picture. Yeah, that was one memorable ride.
My favorite ride was from Delhi to Leh. So I
Oh,
never thought
wow,
I'll do
that's
this
so
in my life, but then we did it. Earlier, some of our friends were supposed to join us, like we were 6 of us on 3 bikes. Later on, they somehow they cancelled last minute. No, not last minute, a day before. So we were stuck,
Oh.
and then we thought, "Chalo, let's go now. Whatever it takes. Now we will not cancel our trip." That's how we started our trip, and then it turned out a very beautiful trip for us. And of course, with lot of challenges, because as you know, there are no roads, smooth roads there.
Yeah.
There are no roads.
Actually, there are no roads. Yeah, no roads. So, so that was a very adventurous and the most beautiful ride for me till date.
Wow. So traveling together and of course trekking together is important. for you.
Trekking is still a very important part of our life.
Where was the last trek you went for?
Uttarakhand,
Together.
Dharamkot, yeah.
Yeah, we did as in Namrata has not come on a major hike as such, but we've done quite a few hikes. As in the most regular hikes that we've done is in the Sanjay Gandhi National Park. We have the boundary from
Close to
Mulund.
home.
Yeah.
So, when you go up the hill, you can see Yogi Hills. You can see Tulsi Lake. And if I look
Yeah.
from a binocular, maybe I can see you. I can spot here also recording a podcast.
Yeah. Now I want to understand if two people are together, think of people who've just gotten into a new relationship, someone like me. Although it's been months, but it still has that new relationship energy.
Yeah.
And if you were to tell them that this is what you need to do to stay together, this is what you need to keep in mind as a tip, then what would you say?
So I would say just go with the flow. Don't expect too much. And communication is very important. 3 simple steps. Over expectations will ruin everything. So I'll tell you, when we both got into a relationship, I didn't expect anything. Like, he'll do this for me. He'll be like this. When he'll take me to good places. For example, he'll give me gifts or everything. No, whatever worked for us, whatever he liked, I respected that. Whatever I like, he respected it. So that was a mutual respect between us. So yeah, both our choices were different. I'm more of a matlab I like to roam around a lot. That time he was also same, but then our choices were different. Like when it comes to places or whatever. Like so I respected his choice whenever he used to say suggest something. When I suggested something, anything, it can be anything like food and going on dates or roaming around, whatever. So yeah, we both had this mutual respect for each other, and whatever he says, okay, I'll do it for you today, and tomorrow we can do something what I like. So that's how it worked for us.
Okay. And Ananth, for you?
Yeah, clearly communication is the biggest key in any relationship. It need not be between a boy and a girl. It could be between a father and a son or a daughter also. Just communicating well will
Yeah.
solve perhaps half of the world's problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
And
Absolutely.
I think ego is also one thing which should never be there in a relationship. We should
Yeah.
just let it go, and why have ego and unnecessarily try and mess things up.
Exactly. Ego is not more important.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Namrata, you said expectations nahi rakhne chahiye.
Yeah.
how do you do that? Like, I can't do that. If I'm in a relationship, I expect certain things, certain basic things, not grand gestures for sure.
Yeah.
Then how do you not
I-
have expectations?
I don't know why I was like that, but I never expected too much from him. Whatever he said was whatever my choices and his choices were there. I always respected and he never thought, okay, why he's not doing this, why this is not happening. It never came into my mind. I don't know if maybe this would have been a different scene now if we would have gone into a relationship at this age. I'll tell you, I was 23 and you were
25.
25. So we were young and we were always okay to explore anything and everything.
Young and wild and free.
Yeah. So there was no much expectation. Both our choices were very common, or if it was not common, it was like, okay, he's saying that, no, let's explore. So there was nothing like, why ये क्यों करना है वो क्यों करना है. There was nothing like that.
Okay.
Not that way.
But then how did you just told me you both are from different castes, right? You're a Marwadi and Ananth is a Tamil Brahmin.
Yeah.
So how did you both, and not just you, Namrata, but how did you both, was that a challenge? Was the culture, customs,
Yes.
people, way of life a challenge? What was that like?
Yes.
So, not something like a major challenge, but I'll tell you things from my perspective. So I am clearly a very open-minded guy, and I'm not a person who will always stay with tambrams that way. I have friends from all communities, and I really like that. Having friends from so many different communities, so I get to learn so much. I get to have food from so many different communities. That itself is very interesting, and so we never had. I clearly didn't have that kind of a challenge because I was, maybe a little, time to get her parents know me.
Okay.
I think that was just about it. But later, I'm just okay with whoever people are, and as long as you're a nice person, I'll always be very nice to you that way. Yeah.
Namrata?
Yeah, for me it was a challenge in the start because my parents were not, were not agreeing for our marriage. Then I took this step and, ran away and got married. So initially, the support the girl gets from her parents, saying, "Arey, you will adjust slowly. Don't worry about this thing." There was no one to say. So I had to, adjust myself. I couldn't share anything, what I'm feeling. So I used to share my whatever I had in my mind with my friends. Okay, they are different people. Their choices are different. How do I adjust with them? Mainly the one thing what I found difficult was food habit, because I am a Rajasthani and I'm used to eating spicy food and varieties where there are a lot of spices involved and like that. But here they prefer very what do you say, less masalas and less oily food. So when I came here, I was like, oh god, one thing I'm definitely missing is my mom's cooked food, because this is not something I can eat every day. So that way, and I was not good in cooking that time, so that was again a very good challenge for me. And slowly, but I was very lucky to have wonderful in-laws who supported me, who never, said, "Arey, ye kya banaya hai? She doesn't know everything. She doesn't know to cook. What is this?" Nothing like that. They were always open, ke chalo, you will learn gradually. Don't worry. So they supported me well, like during those days. That's why it became easy for me to adjust. But again, I'll tell you, I was missing my house and my, food, my
it's
people
difficult,
a lot. So after, I think I'll tell you, after 1 month of marriage, things went good with my parents, and slowly my relatives also started accepting us. So yeah, then it became a very smooth journey for us. But that initially I definitely had a challenge, because I never got to explore, anything. We just got married, and that's when I came to know how this whole thing works. What is their style of living, what do they prefer, what are their likes, dislikes. Like nowadays girls know everything before marriage only, so they know each other so well, the opposite family, that it is little bit easy for me. Everything was like a first day of school.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I get that. So, it will be right to say that the most difficult of challenges can be overcome if you have the right support
Yes,
system,
that
whether it's
is-
in friends or family.
Yes, that is very, very important.
Yeah, that's true. Now, if you had to, each of you, if you had to give 3 tips,
Yeah.
like do's and don'ts, like ye agar rule book hai, rule book, I know you have to throw out your rule book when you get into a relationship and have no plan.
Yeah.
But 3 do's and don'ts for a couple, then what would those be?
See?
Communicate very well. Don't have egos at all. And keep your expectations a little realistic. Don't have unrealistic
Yeah.
expectations.
Yes.
Yeah, these
Okay.
are the top 3 that I could think of.
Yeah.
Nice. And you, Namrata?
I would say don't expect too much. After one point, you should stop expecting. Then things will definitely work for you. Because what happens when you expect too much? Then you get it comes as a shock to you. "Arey, what happened? What went wrong?" If you don't think too much, then no problem. And
Then it's a surprise.
yeah,
and a
and
happy
let it
one.
be a surprise. Correct. And be supportive. I would just say be supportive in everything and whatever you do. 3 points I don't recollect now.
understand. It's
but
okay. Yeah.
being supportive is the biggest thing which helped me all through this 15 years.
Okay.
Don'ts, I don't know what to say because there is I can't think of anything when it comes to us, like what not to do.
Yeah, you guys have just
Yeah.
figured it all out with friendship.
Yeah, because
And
we are more
talking.
like friends, so
Yeah.
I don't know what should we not do because we do everything.
Okay, that's okay. I've got my answer. Okay, that was fun, Ananth and Namrata. Thank you so much for being on this podcast.
Thank you so much, Heer. We had fun.
You're of big help.
Thank you, Heer.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
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 That was fun. I cannot wait to go on an all India road trip with my partner. I have always believed that traveling together can do wonders for your relationship if done right. Share your relationship tips with us. Use hashtag #PSAfterILoveYou on the social media handle of your choice and tell us what you think. That's all for this episode. Come back next Thursday where we talk to entrepreneurs who are so chill in their relationship that I almost cannot believe it.
This podcast is live pretty much everywhere. On Spotify, on Amazon Music, on Apple Podcasts, on Audible, on Gaana, on Savan, on Wink, on pretty much any other podcasting platform we could think of. Share it with a friend that you think just has to listen to this podcast. And if you don't mind, give the Offspin team a like, maybe a subscribe on their Instagram page. Keep listening to Offspin content and keep listening. You just listened to PS After I Love You, an Offspin original created and hosted by Heer Khan. Post-production by Arif Chagla, Rajesh Ravi, Ananth Krishnan, Sandeep Banerjee, Krishank Das, and Harshlin Israni.
The opinions expressed in this show are personal to the guests and the host and do not necessarily represent the opinions of the producer or the platform. This show does not intend to defame and denigrate any individual or organization in India or outside. The show is created for entertainment purposes only. It does not encourage smoking, drinking, or any kind of substance use. It may contain the use of harsh language that may be considered offensive, rude, or profane by the listeners. Listeners are advised to use their discretion.